Welcome folks to another little episode of Whitebeard's Kitchen. So this is the view from the front of my house. As you can see in front of the Irish Sea. This is it. So it looks a lovely sunny day, and it is, but by goodness gracious it's very cold. And so what I'm going to do today is a lovely beef stew, something similar maybe to the pie that I made the other week, but however just a few slightly different ingredients in this, and maybe what I hope to do along with that as to accompany it will be a lovely buttery mash. So I have about 3 to 4 tablespoonfuls of just plain good old vegetable oil. Nothing terribly fancy, so it's just heating up. So right away I'm going to plunk in probably about 750-800 grams of just nice steak pieces, cheap and cheerful casserole, and hopefully though it will turn out to be absolutely delicious. So I'll give that a bit of a, what I want to do is give that a bit of a sear. So once I get that browned a bit, what I'll do is I'll add some a couple of tablespoons of flour. I'll add that in the beginning, and hopefully that is a thickener for the casserole. So folks, that is my beef has nicely browned, so I'm going to turn the heat down a wee bit. 2 tablespoons of flour, so here we are, going in. Get that out of the roll, give it a bit of a mix round before it starts to stick. So put it just down to medium to low heat, just want to coat as much of the beef as possible in the flour. So in now with some of the goodies. It's a very large onion. I will get that in, rank my heat up a wee bit to kind of medium high. Let's give that a bit of a stir. As you can see, of carrots, of some chestnut mushrooms, ordinary white plain mushrooms, so to speak. And yes, you're all looking at me, and what you will see is that scarce thing in the UK and Ireland at the minute, tomatoes, and it's probably dearer than gold. Safe to say, maybe you're not paying the suppliers rather than the crap that we're getting now on the news that it's due to poor weather in Spain and North African countries and stuff like that. But however, we'll leave that debate for another day. I have roughly about 800 mils or 700 mils of beef stock. I'm just going to add a wee drop in. Let's see the flour sticking, and just stirring that round a wee bit just at the bottom. So just add a little taste of liquid in. When I say beef stock, it's what's known in the UK and Ireland certainly as 2 good old oxo cubes. Nothing terribly fancy, for sure. Or some, just a stock cube that you might get if you're in the States or Australia, or I don't know anywhere else in the world. Nothing overly expensive for this. So one is going to try and add his garlic in. So I have roughly about 2 tablespoonfuls just of garlic cloves that I have just chopped. Not overly fine, but I have this habit of doing it. These are probably about 4 medium to large carrots that I have going in as well. Just dice those a bit, just giving that a quick mix round. In now with the thing, as I say, rarer than gold in the UK and Ireland at the minute, tomatoes. I hope nobody knows where I live, they'll probably rob me. All I want to say to them is I have about 6 left, and I bought these a few weeks ago. Well, sorry, that's a lie, about a week ago. And I think we might have had the alleged shortages then. And these will add not only flavour, so some of them are Spanish tomatoes. So there we are. You can buy them. Personally, plain, I just got these out of a greengrocer or a fruit and veg shop. Now I am with my mixture of chestnut and ordinary white mushroom. Just try and mix everything up a little bit before it goes into the casserole dish. Oh, there's a large mushroom. Haven't chopped, break it. There we are. I will be careful with this casserole pot of mine because even on the stove top the handles can get quite warm, but thank goodness we're not at that stage yet. I do like my paprika, so I'm going to say a heaped teaspoon and a half, roughly, of paprika. I have some, and I found this in the fridge, sprinkling of fresh rosemary. So I got this rosemary, I froze it, So if it looks a bit of a weird, slightly colour, and then 2 to 3 tablespoons, and same probably of fresh sage, which I froze as well when I got it. So that's going in as well. Give those herbs a mix round without flicking them out off the casserole dish, all being well. And yep, it's the good old weekend still. When this video goes up, it could be during the week, but just to let you know, I'm cooking this for a Sunday. The good old beef stock, I'm going to add another splash of that in, without again emptying some of it over the blinking cooker. So Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, we call it Worcester sauce. So a good, I'm going to say 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce in. I just think that gives everything that little bit of flavour, slightly acidic. This is Wholegrain Mustard. So I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons of it. Could use Dijon mustard, or if you want to make it a bit peppery, good old English mustard. And when I say English mustard, I mean Coleman's English mustard. It's fantastic. I have seen it even being used by some Indian chefs in some of their recipes in the good old British Indian restaurant industry, which you know I'm very fond of. So give that a good mix through too. This is obviously my black pepper. Going to add in too. So I'm going to say it's a small shop bought one. I have plenty of this where I buy out of my little Chinese food store. Going to put in about 15 turns of this. Because I'm putting beef stock in, and it's like good old cubes, they are a bit salty, so just a few sprigs of salt. I can add more pepper, and I might do or salt during the cooking process. I mean, obviously I want to check it, but I might add another taste, another bit of rosemary in, or maybe just a little sprinkling or teaspoon of parsley going in. There we are. And when it's going to kill me, I opened this bottle of Malbec last night. So I have roughly about half a bottle, 35 centilitres of Malbec going in. Yeah, I'd probably drain the bottle if there's any left. You know, put it in my head. There we are, it's all in. So it's a red wine beef casserole, so to speak. Well, my version of one anyway. Or stew, some people call it. I never know the difference really. In with the beef stock. I have probably used out of that 700 mils about 550 because of the wine. There's quite a lot of liquid in there, but I'll hold that back in case I need to add some during the cooking process. On goes the lid. I'm going to pop this into the oven, and I'm going to say it's probably going to do on about 170 degrees centigrade in a fan oven. Could put it up to 180 in say a conventional oven, and it'll cook. I'm going to let this cook for probably about between 2.5 hours. I'll come back to it just in about an hour to see how it's doing. Oh, one more little ingredient. I forgot, lid off, and this will add as a thickener. I know we've got tomatoes in, but a squirt, listen to that term, squirt, whatever a squirt is, of tomato puree. Squeeze the bloody hell out of it. Yep. Get as much out as possible. The price of food nowadays, you know, you want to lick wrappers almost. I know, that sounds gross. Okay, so sorry, give that a mix round. And now the lid can go on. Do you know, this smells absolutely super at the minute. That's probably my alcoholic tendency with the red wine. Give that a good mix. Get that through. There we are. Lid on, pop in the oven, 2.5 hours, check it in an hour. It's probably fucking jeez, well, there we are, folks. Bit of an unsteady camera, but however, this is my little red wine casserole, beef casserole, with some mashed spuds. Hopefully you'll try this. Looks tasty, we'll soon see. Okay, goodbye from me, have a good weekend, and see you soon. Rock on.